Did Biden step down or was he forced out?
With weeks now of pressure growing publicly on President Biden to withdraw from the Democratic ticket, to withdraw from the 2024 race, he is announcing this afternoon that he will, in fact, do so.
We're little over 90 days away from the presidential election, and Kamala Harris has now been endorsed by the DNC as a strategy, which is a last resort, basically as a Hail Mary attempt by the Democrats. I got three major things to point out while you tune into this video. So without further ado, let's go. So topic number one, did Biden step away or was he forced out? So as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of funny business that went on with the fact that Biden was sick with C-19, and then he announces during that time that he will be stepping away and letting Kamala Harris in as the nominee. So when Biden was sick, he received many messages that he should step down and step away after telling people after the debate that he wasn't going to step away at all. So there were a lot of conspiracies about why he actually stepped away, especially since we didn't hear a lot from him during that specific time. But nevertheless, he has stepped away as the nominee for the up-and-coming presidential election. So if Biden did not want to step away, and we know that by multiple instances of him saying and his wife that he was not going to step away, and as we know, because I did a video on this before, that he was being pressured immediately after the debate, that DNC people and Democrats wanted him to step down and step away.
It's a game-changing debate in the sense that right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public?
Now, as far as I'm concerned, this shows the incredible disloyalty, which is pretty sick and incredible as far as I'm concerned, and bad on a part of left-leaning people and Democrats. In my book, Leftism, The Mental Illnesses of the Left, I talk dramatically about how when it comes to conservatives, liberals actually score incredibly low in loyalty as a heritable morality theory trait. Nevertheless, in this particular situation, the Democrats saying that Biden should not continue to run because of his health, because he's too old, is a lot of garbage as far as I'm concerned. They knew since the beginning, since he was running for president during the Democratic primaries, that he was not a healthy individual.
Leaned forward and whispered some encouragement, telling her that she was doing great, that she looked wonderful.
Price for whatever the drug costs are, we can do this by making sure that we're in a position that we in fact allow people. Time's up.
He had plenty of gaffes during those debates. He had plenty of moments in which he had a cognitive lapse. He had many moments where it was showing that he was not all there at all. And now, after 4 years of being the president and running for presidency again, 2 terms, now all of a sudden, left-leaning people and Democrats don't want to lie for him anymore. They don't want to make up things for him anymore. They don't want to dogmatically defend him anymore. And the reason for that is because they are losing. It has nothing to do with any of the things that right-leaning people have been talking about for up until this time. It's not about his health. It's not about his gaffes. Because if that was the case, they would have continued to let him run, because none of this health matters or age matters regarding Biden is new at all. All it is fair weatherness because he's losing, and all it is disloyalty by left-leaning people to want him out. And as far as I'm concerned, it is pretty sick, the lack of loyalty they have. So, as we know, it is what it is. The DNC and the Democrats, they are desperate, and this is a Hail Mary attempt because they are losing. So they feel that Kamala is the next best thing, which is quite unique because Kamala has never been popular as a presidential candidate. And they will use youth and intersectionality to try to gain momentum for the reason why Democrats and left-leaning people and the people in general should go out and vote for Kamala. Now that she's the nominee and Biden has stepped away or been forced away, like I know is the truth, they are throwing in more funding towards her at so-called record numbers. Now I see the media, for example, going back to being dogmatic for Democrats and their cause. So now after one day of her being the nominee, the news was flooding in saying she's up 2% on Trump. She is getting so much steam. She is getting tons of recognition now from everyone after 24 hours, which is incredibly unlikely and absolutely weird. But we do expect that now that the DNC, the Democratic Party, left-leaning people are excited again, they're going to go back to their usual lying and dogmaticness and capitulating for their party, their cause, and fluffing things up to numbers that are not even true. So again, at the end of the day, with this third point, as far as I'm concerned, Kamala has no shot at all. She actually by almost 80 polls on average is trending by under 2% in relation to Trump. So hypothetically, let's say that she's up 2%, even though she's down 2%. That isn't actually going to do anything towards her winning for many reasons. Even though she's running, and they might get some more enthusiasm, some more popularity from left-leaning people who are not enthusiastic about Biden, this is going to be somewhat true. But these are going to be Democrats in Democratic areas, Democratic people, left-leaning people who are going to run up the Democratic score in Democratic areas, which is going to do nothing for the Electoral College. What does this mean? Well, let's take the 2020 election result as an example. Days coming up to the election, Biden was up 8% approximately during the final days leading up to the 2020 election. This resulted in Biden winning 4% of the popular vote more than Trump to win the election. Well, what did this result lead to? Biden only won by 10 to 15,000 votes in certain key swing states. If Biden would have had 10 to 15,000 less votes in certain key swing states, he would not be president right now. Donald Trump would be president. So while almost 80 polls on average say that Kamala is 2% down on Trump, let's just say, for argument purposes, that the dogmatic and capitulating media, left-wing media, is right and say she's up 2%. She really needs to be up like 9% according to the data if we go by previous elections to even get a chance at beating Donald Trump. And that is what she's actually not doing at all. If we look at the data in key swing states, she is getting crushed exactly like how Biden was getting crushed before he decided to step down. or get pushed out, as I know, which is the actual truth. So this is the breakdown. This is what you need to understand. And this is what you need to see moving forward into the up and coming election, which is less than 90 days away. So if you like this content, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. And also, if you haven't, go to Amazon and buy my book, Leftism, The Mental Illnesses of the Political Left, which give you scientific and incredible breakdown of politics of left-leaning individuals and right-leaning individuals. See you on the next video.